What's up? Today we're looking at picking accuracy. Get yourselves to E standard and let's roll. So, first song out of the gate that you just heard is Glasgow Kiss by John Petrucci. Now, this song, it's off his solo album, came out many years ago. It is a fantastic one for working on your alternate picking, and for picking accuracy today, I am going to be talking exclusively about alternate picking, and there's a reason for this. I admittedly was pretty lazy with my picking for a long time, and I was not alternate picking in a lot of places that I should have been alternate picking. And I got quite good at economy picking. So the difference between alternate picking is when down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And economy picking, for those who don't know, is effectively if your arm's moving down and you have to hit a string, hit that string. Don't worry about where you are in the up, down phrase. For example, and this is the only tab that I'm going to put up for this one because both the songs that I play in this video, they have tabs online, so I'll just give you a link to them below. But the difference between alternate picking and economy picking is down, up, 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 down, and then same thing, down, up, 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 right? And then you're back at the start, ready to go, right? The difference with economy picking is it's down, up, down, and because you're moving to the A string on the next note, you go down again. Down, up, down, 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 down, up. The problem with a video like this, I do not have a setup that's going to easily show you how my pick is moving the whole way. There's nearly no point where you stop going down, up, down, up, down, up, and you start doing something else. Alternate picking is really good because it forces you to play whatever phrase cleanly. The limitations of alternate picking are that if you're stuck alternate picking in a phrase that isn't meant to be alternate picked, you're going to have a really, really hard time. And not only that, but as a general rule, I find it harder because whatever you happen to be doing, it doesn't matter if there's a string skip, the lowest note might be down and the highest note might be up. You're kind of rigidly trying to fit into this up, down pattern. And the phrase just may not work for it. But what happened with me is I was like, well, I'll just economy pick everything because why make it more difficult for myself? And the problem that I found with economy picking everything was, yes, I did get faster, but there was this level of mess that I could never ever get rid of, no matter how much I practiced, because I was effectively being lazy. Whilst you can get faster quicker with economy picking, you're also sacrificing a lot of accuracy. So because you're mixing little movements in with big movements, and what I mean by that is you've got down, up, down, and then after those three small motions, you're doing a bigger motion of getting to the next string. Right? Right? It's kind of nearly like you have to break your pattern just so that you can move to the next string. Whereas with alternate picking, you can do down, up, down. It's kind of like you've got your little motions of your picking while you're moving with a bigger motion. Right? So if I just run through everything, I am messier with economy picking now than I am with alternate picking, but just watch the way that my wrist moves and my forearm moves together. Right? First I'm going to do alternate picking. Alright, now I'm going to do economy picking. It's going to be messy. Right? As I said, it was messy because I've really tried very, very hard to get away from that. Effectively, what you want to do is not be lazy. You want to find what is the most appropriate thing for the exercise that you're doing. Now, the two songs that I've got, first one being Glasgow Kiss, and the second one being Arpeggios from Hell by Yngwie Malmsteen, both require alternate picking. And the reason why I really like these songs, unless you do it alternate picked, you're going to trip over yourself. It's going to be very, very difficult. So, that's pretty straightforward. Down, up, down, up, down, up. If you can do this whole phrase without messing anything up, then you're laughing. Right? What more picking accuracy do you really need? If you need more picking accuracy, then work on string skipping exercises. So we're going to start on 100 BPM on Glasgow Kiss. Right, so there's two parts in that whole phrase that might mess you up. Right, and all I do for that is I just do, right, I do what feels natural there, and most likely if I'm in the down, up pattern, I'm carrying that on, and then I just make sure that I hit that first note with an upstroke. That phrase becomes really easy, and I'm finishing on an upstroke so that I can come back and start the phrase again on the downstroke. Right, and then the other part where there's a break. Alright, so here I'm going to allow you to do whatever you think feels best, because fortunately for us, with the last note in the phrase hangs on for a little bit longer, so we do have a chance to reset. Not with the next song. So this is where things get a bit messed up. So it should be down, up, down, but this is a slide. And so there should be a ghost down there. We should be picking down, but we're sliding, so we're not actually hitting the strings. And then we can go up, down, down before we start the phrase the octave higher. Or alternatively, if it feels better for you, up, slide, down, up, down, up. Right? This is a case where you can use either. But the point is you should be comfortable with both. And getting used to this, practicing this, getting it up to speed, this is going to do wonders for every area of your guitar if your alternate picking is kind of slightly off. Now moving on to the second example, we've got Arpeggios from Hell by Yngwie Malmsteen. What's really good about this is what's really bad about this. It is super difficult to do accurately every time because like every single thing is alternate picked, which means that you get all versions of problems with your picking. So you end up doing outside of strings, for example, down, up, and you get stuck with your pick inside the strings, right? But one after the other. So if you have any preference, this forces you to break out of that preference. You just got to do it accurately every single time. Right, and that is a pull-off. If you're like me and lazy and you want to do economy picking in this, you can, but it's going to sound really messy. Video, it's actually the exact same message that I was trying to send last week. It's find stuff that you like, that you find difficult to play, that covers the technique that you want to learn. So in this case, I mean, I like both of these songs, or at least I did when I was, in high school, so I learned them. It was very easy for me to get into and want to get it right. And now if you don't like this music, you've got at least 2 phrases that you can learn that are going to help you in all other areas you're playing without you having to learn a whole bunch of this crap or go through 100 different solos just to find one piece where they might have that. The entire purpose of this video is just to say, in the right context, you need to alternate pick. In other contexts, you need to use economy picking. Sometimes you need to use chicken picking. It's all up to you and what works. But I default to alternate picking because it's the cleanest of all forms. I was watching a video on Jason Becker, who I'm quite a big fan of, and what they were talking about is him approaching everything differently. So it didn't matter what run he'd write, what solo, like whatever was happening with his guitar, he would try it in every single different way to see what sounded the best. Now that, of course, he was a freak. He just an absolute master of the guitar. And so if he's able to do every single thing, and go, okay, I want to sweep pick, but I want to alternate pick that. Or, there's something that requires alternate picking, but I want to sweep it. He'd just do that. He'd economy pick everything and just try every single version and find what worked best. That is where you effectively want to get to. I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous because you don't need that level of skill to do 99% of things on guitar. But if you have that approach where you go, okay, this isn't really working for me this way, let's try economy pick it. Let's try sweep it. Let's try tap it. Let's see what else we can do to get this idea out and make it so that it sounds the way that I want it to sound, or at least it sounds far more interesting than if I was just to do... Because, I mean, we've all heard that a million times and it's never that exciting. That's me for this week. I have a video on composition coming out next week, and it's actually going to be more of an intellectual one. So hang around for that because I'm effectively going to be asking you questions and getting you to start searching for how you want to answer those. Thanks for hanging around. I know I ramble a lot, but I think it's important that I convey these messages across to you in no uncertain terms. So if you liked it, like it. If you didn't like it, unlike it. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything like that, please just leave a comment below and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.